Anyway, obviously a lot of people, not just you, but tons of people were called sock puppets. A lot of women who supported GamerGate. Um, did you participate in Not Your Shield?
A little bit, a little bit. Interview. We had a few people on that were part of it. Nino, one of the guys that created the Not Your Shield hashtag, we actually had him on once. I still have a clip. It's privated, but I have a clip from a stream where he was talking about Revolution 60, and he had me in tears. I was laughing so hard because he was talking about how it was like how Brianna Wu was like the Shakespeare of game devs, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, dude.
Well, Brianna Wu's probably watching right now, actually.
Brianna,
I'm operating in the same space as her in the politics stuff, and so she's like aware of
I
the
do,
project. I even reached out to
I
her, talked to her.
I do want to say, I saw the Tim Pool debate she did. She lost a lot of weight. She looks good. All jokes aside, she look, she she looks good.
Did you see the? You saw the quote unquote debate with Hatman, where he spoke like two words
Yeah,
the whole time.
yeah. Well, I saw some of it. It just got a bit painful for me after a few, and I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh god, I just remember looking off to the side. Oh shit, my cat just threw up. Let me go take care of that. And then I kept finding excuses to not come back to.
Well, it was
Nothing,
so bad. I'm
nothing
sorry.
against
It was
Brianna,
so. I
but
mean, like you know what?
it
Hey, look.
was.
If she wants to do more political stuff in this space, good for her. But but I saw like the first like maybe like third of it. It's like Alex only spoke like twice. It's like what's going on?
Yeah,
Like what? And of course that's not Brianna's fault. That's like Tim Pool's fault. Like he's the moderator of the debate, and he didn't.
exactly.
He should have. And also it's Alex's fault too a little bit. Like I like Alex the Hat Man. We get along good.
I haven't spoken to Batman in so long.
Yeah, we talk regularly. So like he knows my opinion. It's my public position, my private position are one and the same. Which is like he also needs
Right.
to be more proactive and speak up. He maybe he felt like he had nothing to add, but like he should have jumped in there a little bit too. But
Yeah.
also the
And
moderator, come on.
a lot of people want to blame Brianna Wu for this, and I'm just like, I can't entirely blame her. It was supposed to be a debate, and it's up to the main person running the debate to make sure that both sides are able to get their points in.
Yeah.
So I don't want to place all of the blame on her.
No, and also like it's maybe they had different expectations because I think Tim Pool called it a debate. But then Brianna Wu treated it like an interview, and they went way off topic like the entire time. Her and Tim by themselves, with Alex just sort of like sitting there quiet. So maybe they had different
Yeah,
expectations going
yeah.
in. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible. I mean, I've seen some people try to say, "Oh, this is a debate," but it's really not. It's like, well, maybe don't use the term debate. But yeah, no, it was painful, but I thought it was kind of cool that she was willing to actually sit with someone from that was very much on the pro Gamergate side and actually, at the very least, sit in the same room with them.
Yeah, no,
I
props to
have to
her.
give her some credit for that.
No,
Yeah,
for
I have
sure.
to give her some credit for that. And I know a lot. There's going to be a lot of Gamergaters who are going to not be happy with that opinion, but you know, whatever. It's my opinion, man.
Well, that's actually
You're
I
free
think.
to disagree.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Fuck. If they disagree, that's fine. But they're entitled to their opinion, I guess. But I
Exactly.
respect people who are willing to reach across the aisle. And this was actually their second conversation. Remember, they actually talked during GamerGate.
Really?
Like, yeah, they actually had it was completely unrelated to GG, but they had a whole live stream where they talked about Revolution 60.
I don't remember that.
It's still on Hatman's channel.
I might have to go. Oh god. Oh god, I might have to go watch that.
Well, unfortunately, I think a lot of people were really cool with this happened. Like they were like willing to hear him out, but the GGRevolt people were like really going after him. They spread fake rumors about Hatman for like months. It was not good
I heard
actually.
about
They
that.
really they actually like
I heard about that.
yeah.
Going back to them, that
Yeah.
was actually kind of part of the reason that I left GamerGate, because a lot of the GG Revolt types, the political grifters started coming in, and I started to feel a change, and I didn't like the change. I'm like, well, these guys are going to run it into the ground. I felt like, hey, these guys are going to run it into the ground, and they helped run it into the ground. I wasn't entirely wrong there.
No, no, you
Just
weren't.
looking at some of the shit that GG Revolt was pulling after I left, and I'm just like, man, I'm glad I left when we did. And I told Nerval this. I'm like, man, I am so glad we left when we did. He's like, yeah, no, it's starting to do a shit show.
When I took the opposite approach, I saw these people. I recognized them as like, dude, these guys are legit evil. We have to stand up and defeat them. So I was very much on the
Mm-hmm.
destroy GG Revolt side rather than the fuck it, let's just move on. But a lot of people were on the fuck it, let's just move on camp too.
I remember hearing like, oh, there's a few whispers here and there on Twitter of, oh, there's going to be a GamerGate Summer War, and I'm just like, oh, fuck. I want no part of
Yeah,
this.
they weren't even that many
I'm out.
people. They were just like super crazy and like always
Loud
online, terminally
and
online
loud.
people, loud.
Terminally online and loud,
Yeah,
which is a horrible conversation, which is a horrible combination when you have an attitude like the one that the GG Revolt people did. I'm starting to remember why I blocked them out of my
no, no,
mind.
we don't need to go back. We don't need to rehash these old
No,
memories. Unless you
it's
want to. It could
fine.
be
It's
therapeutic. I
fine.
don't know.
It could, what? Let's just go. Fuck it. Let's just get it out. Yeah. Honestly, is people like them that made it a lot more hostile. And it wasn't as friendly, or what's the word I'm looking for here? They weren't as open-minded as a lot of the people I met in the early days of Gamergate. They had a very us versus them mentality, which I think gets no one anywhere. I hate that mentality, because if all you're going to do is fight, then what are you really achieving? You're too busy fighting to actually sit and talk and make legitimate, lasting change.
Yeah, and they, you know, it's it's just they were like all the things that the media claimed that we were. But there were,
Mm-hmm.
but there were 60 or something of them on their, GG Revolt at its height was like 60 people I think on its forum, and
Yeah,
maybe a few other like hangers on Twitter in that community, but like it was not like some big thing. Like you can't define an entire movement based on like this small subset of people that like most of us wanted nothing to do with and very much were like condemned.
exactly. No, it's like there were a few times where I would see people who were into Gamergate would go, "Oh, this GG Revolve, they're a bunch of assholes." I'm like, you know what? I agree with you, actually. What do you know? That is, you know what? If there is any positive to GG Revolt, it's that it got a lot of the old school Gamergaters and a lot of the anti Gamergaters to actually kind of look at each other and go, "No, fuck these guys."
Do you think that the conversation?
Actually,
Oh, good.
no, I was just gonna say it actually kind of brought us together for a minute and go, "Yeah, nah, nah."
Isn't this what the conversation should have been? Where it should have been like, hey, look, let's come together and talk, and like, oh, look, there's some crazy people. You got the Zack Attack doxers. We've got the fucking GG Revolt
Oh
doxers.
God,
Like, none of us want anything to do with these crazy people. Let's just fucking work
exactly.
together and build a better gaming industry and a better hobby for everybody. That's an inclusive hobby for everybody. That has creative
Yes,
freedom for everybody, for game developers to make whatever they
yes,
want, and that also makes reforms in games journalism and these websites and creates a positive idea of what gamers should be rather than this adversarial
exactly.
approach that I feel
Yes,
was was done by extremes on both sides, but I think also by like the games press themselves and by the opposition to GamerGate framing things in such a dishonest way. I feel
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that.
like there would be some people like there would probably be some people pro GamerGate who would like be like, oh no, fuck, we shouldn't talk to them or whatever. But like that's a very small minority.
Why?
I
No,
feel.
okay. Every time someone asks, every time, the few times in the early days that I heard someone say that, I just go, why not? I never got an answer other than, oh, it's not like they'd listen to us anyway. I'm like, well, I mean, there's a few who've said they'd be willing to. You know, not all game journalists are bad. There are a few ones, a few good ones,
Well, what is
you
game?
know?